mid-November in Southern California, and the only thing that's been better than the weather has been the pickleball here at the Hyundai Masters from La Quinta, and we have Championship Sunday coming your way here on FS2. Hard-pressed to find a more scenic place for the final stop of this year's PPA Tour than La Quinta, California. A gorgeous Sunday here in mid-November, and we are excited to be along with you here on Fox Sports 2. Dave Benz alongside Dave Fleming and Morgan Evans. And guys, this tournament, the final stop of the year, and it has not disappointed.
It certainly hasn't. Everybody's dressed in white, and they're playing at the top of their game. Our first final of the day went to Game 5, and I expect to see that throughout the day.
Yeah, we have a real Wimbledon feel to this. The beautiful green courts, as Dave mentioned, dressed in white.
It has really become a top-level tour, and all the top-level players, and look at the money just continues to grow each and every year.
Yeah, you've got every good player playing in every event. You've got to earn your right to get to Championship Sunday, and these teams have battled all day, the last 3 days to get here.
Yeah, a lot of these players, they're not playing nationals. This could be the last hurrah for these players. They're really looking to put a stamp on their season, and what an incredible season we've had.
And you talk about it being the end of this season, but there's not going to be a very long off season, because the PPA Tour next year, there will be 20 total events, the first, the Champions Cup, and we expect even bigger and better next year.
Yeah, the sport is on an absolute rocket ship here, Dave. It's growing leaps and bounds, and that means we're going to see new players. We're going to see if the top players can maintain their top position, and they just get a couple weeks off to rest and rejuvenate.
Yeah, it really is becoming such a professional sport. The players that really take it seriously, their conditioning, are doing better and better, and it's an honor to see the PPA Tour at the premiere.
Well, we are thrilled to be here. We're also thrilled to have Hannah Johns along with us, who's done a great job all season. Let's check in with her. Hannah?
Thanks, Dave. What an incredible week of pickleball it's been thus far. These all whites are what the buzz is all about this week. The players out here in crisp whites on this green backdrop. The idea behind this is to elevate the sport, add a touch of elegance and sophistication to the wonderful world of pickleball that we love so much.
All right, thank you, Hannah. The only problem with this tournament is that it does come to an end, and we all have to go back to reality after today. Don't go anywhere. The first serve of Championship Sunday coming up. Dave Benz, Dave Fleming, Morgan Evans along with you. And guys, we got the women's doubles championship match coming up next. And it'll be Jessie Irvin and Catherine Parento against Lauren Stratman and Irina Tereshchenko. And let's talk about Parento. And she has emerged. The Montreal native has had a fantastic season on the PPA Tour. She did get knocked out of having a chance to win the women's singles earlier, but she will partner with Jessie Irvin for a chance to still win a gold here. Irina Tereshchenko, see what she has done this season, and she's had a really good second half to the season. I know she had some good success. I was talking to her before the match today at the Major League Pickleball event in Austin, Texas at the beginning of the month. She loved that, and she is riding a wave right now along with Lauren Stratman. They are looking to win a gold here as well.
Yeah, they played exceptionally well against the Waters No one backed him in that match, but they proved the pundits wrong. Lauren Stratman with great power in the middle especially, able to take care of business alongside Irina Tereshchenko, and it'll be her serving first to kick off proceedings.
It is a little interesting, though, also, guys, that, you know, Irina Tereshchenko and Jessie Irvin, they were partners for much of this PPA Tour season. They had a one-year agreement to play through the summer, and then in the summer they decided not to continue playing together, and now Irina partnering with Lauren Stratman and Jessie on the other side, and one of them is going to come out of here with a gold.
Point.
And it's an early point here for Tereshchenko and Stratman.
And that's the classic Tereshchenko roll third right at the feet of her opponent.
Look at the aggressiveness by Irina.
Yeah, she has certainly come out of her shell, so to speak. This is the kind of style she likes to play, but her form hasn't always been good enough to warrant it. It looks like she's really grooved in now.
And if you're just tuning in, this is our second match of the day. Congratulations to Ben Johns and Matt Wright, who earlier won the gold medal for men's doubles pro division.
Yeah, Matt Wright, double gold, one mixed as well, and Ben can match him if he takes singles.
And the match here, best 3 games out of 5, all the games 2-11. You got to win by 2.
0-2-2.
0-2-2, Parento and Irvin trying to get on the board.
Point.
Tereshchenko unable to get it over the net. It is Tereshchenko and Stratman in the far court. Irvin and Parento are in the near court.
1-2-2.
Nice dig there by Stratman. Tereshchenko lets it go and it lands in.
That's great play from Catherine Parento. To get a paddle on it at least is a worthy accomplishment, but to find the court and hit a winner, that's why she went #1 in the Major League Pickleball draft pick.
Side out. That ball
So
went
However, we
side
cannot
out.
have two
No, we can't
great
have
points.
2 great
No.
points in a row, Morgan. So
Unfortunately.
it's a rule here. They have to wear white, and they can't play 2 great points in a row.
What do you guys make of the white?
We love it. Against the beautiful green here, makes it feel like Wimbledon.
Point.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really does.
There's strawberries and cream out there, I know, and folks at home,
3-2-1.
throw on your whites too for the rest of the day.
Or at least grab a bed sheet.
Point.
Catherine Parento is tagged. And we saw Tereshchenko play very aggressive against the Waters yesterday, and obviously it worked very well, Dave. They're here on Championship Sunday.
Tereshchenko, the Russian native, moved to the United States originally to play college tennis at Texas Tech. That does sail
Second
long.
serve. Second serve.
Yeah, Tereshchenko actually, she will be heading back to Moscow in the coming month. And she said she is going to try and bring a couple of nets with her.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
4-2-2.
perfect.
I said it just sounds cold.
I
I'm not
w-
sure in the winter. I'm not sure if it's for me, but each to their own.
I'd like to see her set up a net in Red Square.
Side out.
Yeah.
You know, get a little action going there.
Yeah.
The outstanding visuals there.
That really would.
Have the Kremlin in the backdrop there?
Yes.
I think so.
Let's do that.
Gonna guess there's a mountain of red tape you need to get through to be able to make that happen.
Yes, the red tape in Red Square is serious.
Yeah, and I don't think you want to take a chance and just go off and do it.
So if we don't see Irina again, that's what happened.
We'll know that red tape roll was big, thick, and a problem. And the net was a problem on that point right there, so they get the ball back for a second
4-2.
serve.
2-4-2. Wow, Irene is just really, she has found another gear.
Yeah, very impressive. I mean, yesterday against the Waters, what really made the difference, though, was the ball speed took the Waters out of their element. They weren't able to get as many free points as they're used to, speeding up the ball early and often.
Second serve.
Catherine
combo
finally puts it
platter.
away. Tarashenko and Stratman, they were fortunate that point that point extended as far as it did.
4-2-2.
And just to follow up what my friend Morgan here was talking about, as the sun gets hotter, the ball gets softer,
2-4-1.
and the pace of play is slower. So if you are a attacking team that likes that pace, it's harder to get
Second
those free
serve.
points off it because the ball will be defended and won't be coming quite as fast.
Yeah, it pays
4-2.
to be a more versatile team, to be able to outdink in these warmer environments.
And it has gotten toasty, there is no question.
Point.
So the point here will tighten it up to 3-4.
3-4-2.
90 degrees right now, unofficially, here in La Quinta.
But it's a dry heat. That's what we always have to tell people. It's a dry heat.
Hey, I am not complaining one bit. I'm going to fly back to Minneapolis later tonight where it snowed yesterday. So
Okay.
I'm going to soak in as much of the sun as I can. Of course, I'm not out there playing.
But it's the heat from the players that's getting to us right now.
5-3-1.
5-3-1. Make it 6-3-1.
Again, Tarashenko
Yes.
just crowding that middle so quickly, coming in out of nowhere.
That time coming in with the backhand in the middle and the two-hander, and it's hard to time that just perfectly, and she did it beautifully there.
She is the veteran on the court for sure.
I don't know if I've seen her play this aggressively. I mean, she's just really supremely confident in what she's doing out there right now. And she is all over the court.
Point.
Wow, Tarashenko did wonderfully well to keep them in the point, but in the end it was Stratman with a knifing drop from the transition area that got the better of Irvin.
7-3-1.
The sound of timeouts are close. I can hear it.
Point.
Yeah, that will be a timeout. Well done, Dave, to my left.
8-3-1.
Well,
You're welcome.
50% of the time, Dave's are right. So that makes it 8-3, and we will get this hydration break. Let's get a word from our friends at Jigsaw Health. The Hyundai Masters continues here on FS2, Women's Pro Doubles Final. And Tarashenko and Stratman trying to take an early 1-game-to-none lead. That'll move us to the second server here at 8-6-2.
8-6-2. Point.
9-6-2.
That is a big forehand from Lauren Stratman, capitalizing on a popped up ball from Irvin.
9-6-2.
Terashenko. And Irvin going back and forth, hogging all the pickleball right now. Favorable
Side
bounce
out.
off the net, set that up beautifully for Parento.
Yeah, that would have been a very tricky one for her. It had not been the net intervening in play, as it so often does.
6-9-1.
6-9.
Point.
Make it 7-9. So this game tightening up.
You're good
These
now.
teams
Here we go.
both
7-9-1.
capable of going on a run. Now it's Stratman operating from her left side of the court. Arena trying to put it away. Jesse was ready for it. Oh, and then the unforced error. That's a disappointing finish to that point because that was fantastic up until that.
Everyone loving the action there at the tightest moment. All four ladies playing brilliantly. Defense turns to offense, back to defense, and we got a tight ball game here.
Point.
And we now have a brand new game, brand new match, 9-all.
9-9-1.
And that ball stays in.
Yeah, that was, I had to wait for a second to see
Yeah.
what it was because it was so close. But that's going to bring up game point now.
Stratman almost looked like she was considering a timeout. No, she was just confirming. A lot of things to think about. In the end, it was just wrong receiver positions, so make the change there. Good girls.
Point.
And there it is, game one, and come from behind fashion is going to go to Parento and Irvin. Morgan, another look at the final point. And Stratman tried to put it away, but instead it goes into the net, and that closes out game one. So Stratman and Terashenko in a hole to Parento and Irvin here in the women's pro doubles final. Championship Sunday on FS2 is brought to you by PPA, play where the pros play. By Hyundai, official sponsor of the PPA Masters. By Guaranteed Rate, official mortgage partner of the PPA. By Takea, hydration is an all-day game. By Jigsaw, it's fun to feel good. By Duper, make every match count. And by Championship Court, your professional pickleball network. So happy to have you along with us here on this Championship Sunday from La Quinta, California. And Catherine Parento and Jesse Irvin, they rallied from a pretty big hole in that first game. They were down 5-1. They rolled off 8 straight points, and they gave up the lead. It was 9 apiece, and then they finally closed it out. So they've got a chance now to win gold if they can win this 4th game.
And they'd certainly like a better start. I mean, they still are up 2 games to 1, but they sure prefer a better start.
They've trailed, I believe, by at least 4 points at the midway point of every game so far.
0-2.
And that's going to be just long.
Yeah, very close.
Yep, we're right on that line, clearly out. And again,
0-0-1.
they like Jessie on the left. They're going to leave her there for now.
Whoa.
And that cross-court attack across the body of that player has proved so beneficial in 2021.
You don't see that kind of swing at it though. I mean, Jessie's almost swung that like she was trying to chase down a bee.
That's because you're crossed up. You're
Yeah.
coming to fill in the middle, and they go to your outside shoulder. But the margin to keep that in is what we're surprised by, because the court is so thin, just 20 by 44 here.
0-2.
Yeah, they would have to swivel so quickly to allow that ball to go out.
It's the second time Jessie's hit one just long, trying to find that baseline.
I'm very curious how the game is going to evolve in 2022, given some of these growing trends in 21, that being one of them.
Catherine unable to come up with that, and just like in games 1, 2, and 3, Tarashenko and Stratman getting a healthy lead here early in the game.
3-0. Yes, Irina. 3-0-2.
Oh,
Side out.
with authority.
Get that out of here.
I mean, that's the only issue with her being on the left-hand side is it doesn't really have a chance to use that giant two-handed backhand in the middle. However, once in a
0-3-1.
while, she may get something like that to work with.
And Irvin puts another one away.
Yeah, Parento happy to give her a wide berth to come in and use that monstrous forehand.
Table of 1, Ms. Irvin. Come right in.
The ATP, Irvin defended it but hit it
Second serve.
wide.
We've seen that a couple of times.
Now we've
today.
seen it twice.
Yeah, very rare. It tells you that people are reading the ATPs so quickly and
1-3-2.
getting better and better at defending.
And they know the partner of the ATP hitter is sliding to leave that court open. They're overcompensating.
Side out.
Side out, gets it back to Tarashenko and Stratman. You may be able to notice in the background behind Parento and Irvin when we get back on that
3-1-1.
shot that Ben Johns has started warming up. Tyson McGuffin is going to be joining him soon in the courts in the background. They will be going head-to-head next in our final match of the day here on FS2, the men's singles championship. But still much to be decided here in the women's doubles.
Second serve. Second
Great
serve.
pressure from Parento. getting that paddle so far out in front, stealing time and still getting enough power
1-2.
to warrant an extra high ball again and again.
Side out.
Forced error gets the side out. Parento and Irvin with the serve.
Yeah, good job by Parento of the threat of the Ernie. So you look up and that down the line dink is taken away, forces the error.
Nice dig there by Catherine. Oh, Irina tried to get a finesse shot because they were both back on the baseline, but she couldn't execute it.
Yeah, it's your brain starts to fire in interesting ways when they're like, gosh, I've hit 4 or 5 deep perfect balls. You got to have the That's an interesting another place you have to have patience in pickleball. It's not just dinking there. You just got to keep pushing them back.
Slight miscommunication with Parento and Irvin there. Jesse thinking that Catherine may have a look at that with the big backhand.
Saw that Tempest Rain flash in front of her eyes and then got pulled away.
And that one looked to me like it was in. What's the call?
Side out.
I did say it was out.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that one again.
Okay, and
Side ref says confirmed that it was indeed a little wide, but
3-2-1.
very close.
So 3-2-1 as the serve goes back over to Terashenko and Stratman,
Second
but now
serve.
3-2-2.
3-2-2.
That one is in, and you hear the reaction
Oh.
of Jesse and a little stare down as well.
yes.
Terashenko looking around for someone who may be able to give her the information she's hoping to hear.
And she's not going to get that here.
No, unfortunately.
Terashenko takes a little walk to compose.
Yes, you are.
Irvin's
Here we go, Claire.
glare did not go unnoticed, though. Let's be clear about that.
And again, we're talking about two people who have played together
Second
in a
serve.
number of tournaments, Terashenko and Irvin.
2-3-2.
Irvin lets it go, and
Point.
it's a good decision.
Great
Point.
leave. Yeah, such a nice stable base, just moving the
Yes.
upper body out of the way. No need to panic.
Yes, you
People's feet usually run them into a
3-3-2.
problem there, and she's just doing the easy little do-si-do out of the way.
Is that like tic-tac-toe? Who's your money on here, Dave?
Oh, I'm just watching a heck of a match.
Point.
I just meant that cross-court exchange. I was hoping they were going to go 5 or 6 more. See who gets the better of the slice backhand.
Yes, she is.
And again, Terashenko's carrying that ball back. And then, oh, surprised. Oh, it's not our serve. Just again, taking that extra minute.
4-3-2.
It's a vet move right there.
Yes.
Yeah, well, she is the stateswoman on the court.
Side
And it
out.
worked because they're getting the serve back 3-4.
What impresses me so much about Irina, I've known her since I got into the game about 7 or 8 years ago now. Her physique has not changed. And she actually may have even got fitter as she goes. She's 37 now.
Second
Well placed
serve.
backhand there by Jesse.
Yeah, and a lot of people would shuffle their feet and try and hit a forehand there, but when you have that weaponry, you don't need to. Less movement is better.
Oh, Catherine tried to go for a winner and hits the top of the tape. So we've drawn even now here at 4-4.
4-4-2.
Make it
Point.
5-4 in favor of Tarashenko and Stratman. Pendulum continues to swing here in this match.
Yeah, and they can't get that
5-4-2.
going enough. They get it going a little bit, and then it tails off at the end. That shake and bake. Here it comes again.
Good decision to let it go. They'll get the serve back, trailing 4-5.
It was the decision before that decision that was the problem, though, on that very ambitious, off-balance, rolling attack there, Morgan.
Yeah, not
4-5-1.
ideal. Not something we would recommend.
Catherine defended the first one, couldn't get the second one.
Yeah, the big forehand of Lolo Stratman to the rescue.
4-5-2. Point.
Unfortunately, the size of that forehand is a curse and a blessing.
Yes,
But
you
on
are.
that occasion, the curse came through.
5-5-2.
All knotted up at 5 here in game 4.
Side out.
Serve going back over to Tarashenko and Stratman.
Back to blessing. big,
Yes.
big swing at the forehand there. Gets the side out. And you got to play to your strengths. That's one of her strengths. You're going to
5-5-1.
miss some on big swings, but got him to the gold medal match.
Those overhead smashes all defended well. That was a heck of a point.
Second serve.
Yeah,
Crowd
it really
loves
was.
it.
The crowd showing their appreciation, the hard work all four of these ladies are putting in.
A heck of a point that doesn't generate a point.
Exactly.
But you get my point.
Great rally. Again, Tarashenko. Non-timeout, timeout. Play to the crowd a little. Be on the wrong side for a second.
Oh, a little miscommunication there, and Irvin gets the serve back for her side with it tied at 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure if, well, it may have indeed played a role, but Irvin just hid the fact
Yes.
that she was about to attack so well. That body language told me that it was a dink.
That looked like a dink, and then when you're coming in from the left side, you're expecting a ball in your backhand a lot of the time, and that proved disastrous for Stratman and Tarashenko.
I think this match is going to hold the record for clean winners down the middle.
Kidding.
Nice job by both sides here. Stratman really putting on a clinic. And finally able to win it.
Very impressive stuff.
Tarashenko puts her paddle down to clap for her partner there, and as well she should have.
It was well deserved.
5-5-2.
5-5-2.
Yeah, unfortunately no points awarded for that wonderful display.
Side
Now the
out.
serve going back over to Tarashenko and Stratman.
And perhaps a little momentum on their side due to
Timeout's
some
been
consistent
called.
quality
Scored by
play.
the serving team.
A timeout being
5-5-1.
taken by the
5-5-1.
serving team. Tarashenko and Stratman want to talk things over and get a little break. We'll take a hydration break as well, brought to you by Jigsaw Health. Back here in sunny Southern California, we are in game 4 of this best 3 out of 5 match for the gold medal between Catherine Parento and Jessie Irvin against Irina Tereshchenko and Lauren Stratman. So out of the timeout, that timeout being taken by Tereshchenko and Stratman in advance of their first service opportunity after forcing the side out.
And that was a fitness timeout. We've hit a lot of balls. Let's regroup and then go after the service opportunity.
Well placed shot there by Jessie Irvin.
Yeah, great deception from Irvin. And I think both players, Stratman and Tereshchenko, believing middle.
Tereshchenko being kept back on that baseline. Finally does start to get back towards the kitchen. And Irvin puts it away.
Huge forehand. Got it incredibly deep in the court. Yeah, so often we see people a little more conservative with their placement on essentially an overhead smash, and they land it shorter in the court. By the time it reaches the baseline, it's cooled off so much. Makes it a much easier reset for the other team.
5-5-1. Irvin and Parento not interested in playing a 5th game here. They take a 6-5 lead.
Yes, you're good. 6-5-1. Second serve.
Move to 6-5-2.
Haven't had a lot of dink misses, but we had one on each side here on this side out.
6-5-2.
See if they can build on their lead.
Oh, off the net, a favorable bounce for Irvin.
Yeah, that's a sorry not sorry, but that was a ball that was sitting there just juicy as can be.
She could have won that in 3 different ways. Happened to pick the most
7-5-2.
fortuitous.
Yes.
And the most unlikely. Parento finally gets involved in the point, and it results in a point.
We may indeed see another timeout here. No.
They'll save it. They may take it if they don't hold off here.
And I know they needed it when they took it, but the momentum has switched since they took a timeout.
And a position change.
Well, paid dividends that time as the serve's going back over now to Tereshchenko and Stratman, but in a 5-8 hole.
5-8-1.
They've given up 3 straight points since they called their timeout. And that's off the net and does land in bounds.
Clean win a third. Very rare. Nice
Nothing
work.
like those, Morgan.
You don't see them often.
6-8-1.
Guys, we talked a little bit about the temperature out. It's been in the 90s here for much of the afternoon. That sun is starting to slowly dip back. And you've said it's going to be an extreme change when the sun is no longer on the court. How's that going to affect play in terms of will the ball speed up a little bit?
For sure. And what we're seeing now is the shadows, so your visual field is slightly different, and as precise as these players need to be, that can affect a point as well. So
Parento and Irvin, they've given up 2 straight, and now it is an 8-7 game 4, and another hydration break. This one being taken by Catherine and Jesse. We'll take a break, brought to you by Jigsaw Health. So happy to have you along with us here on this championship Sunday.
982.
Got one more chance here.
Oh, what a shot by Jesse Irvin. And the serve going to go back over to Parento and Irvin in an 8-9 hole.
So those cross-court attacks before is when she sat and on the line with the ball that bounced
Yeah,
in
exactly.
the kitchen, way too far back to try it there.
891.
Irvin saw it all the way and smoked a winner.
Nice dig there by Catherine. Whoa.
And another play, very similar to the last from Tereshchenko. Just, I think, a slight lapse in concentration.
Yes.
So all even again at 9.
991.
That well has driven up.
Yes.
And there, that's out wide, and 10-9, Parento and Irvin with a match point opportunity.
I think they're going to try to do this by the book, unless there's a glaring opening.
1091.
And there it is. Irvin hit it where Tereshchenko couldn't get it, and that closes out a 3-1 gold medal match for Catherine Parento and Jesse Irvin.
And so fitting that it was a cross-court attack to the outside of the body that finished it. We'll have a
We'll
look
see
at
it
this
here
one
again,
more time.
Morgan. After being attacked herself cross-court so many times, this ball's left up, coming up here.
We're going to present this trophy to you. Come on out here, ladies.
Looking for
Nice
something, and
dinks.
there it is.
Beautiful.
Catherine Parento has a bronze in singles now, gets a gold in doubles.
Yeah, it was a heck of a match, but the happy ladies are Catherine Parento and Jesse Irvin, and we'll hear from them on the other side of this timeout. Congratulations to Catherine Parento and Jesse Irvin. They are your 2021 Hyundai Masters Women's Doubles Champs, and they're standing by with Hannah Johns.
Thanks, Dave. I'm here courtside. I have the pleasure to introduce the champions of the 2021 PPA Masters, Catherine Parento and Jesse Irvin. Guys, that was a spectacular match. Your opponents had somewhat Cinderella-esque run to the finals. They were not favorites to be in there to play against you guys. How did you prepare for this team?
You know, at this point, everybody's working hard to be better, so I knew they were going to be, you know, fighting, and, you know, they kind of had that nothing to lose energy because, they weren't expecting to be here. So I think for them, they played amazing. They came out and they played great, and we really had to bring it. We weren't, in my mind, we weren't playing our best, but we stayed positive. We kept fighting, and, in those moments, if you can find a way to win and you're not playing your best, it does feel good, because then going forward, when you are playing great, things are just going to always be looking up. So I think it was a good win for us to be able to win under those conditions when we're not playing our best, because you can't always play your best. We want to, but you can't always do that. So I think, for me, that was a really great win. Yeah.
This earns you guys back-to-back titles. You won in Vegas just a few weeks before. How good does that make you feel about your partnership going into 2022?
It makes me feel great. I love playing with Jessie. At 5-5 in the last game, she looked at me and she said, "We're playing great." And I was like, yeah. And we started laughing, because we knew we're not playing our best. But again, it's just little things, details like that makes a big difference. We have a great chemistry, and I can't wait to play more with Jessie next year.
Big congratulations, ladies. Very well played out there today. Dave, back over to you.
All right, Hannah, nice work. Congratulations to both of them. For Morgan Evans and Dave Fleming and Hannah Johns, I'm Dave Pence saying so long. Thanks for watching us here on FS2.